Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we have a political story that's part courtroom drama, part public spectacle, and part gym time alibi. It's about ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula, the murder of businessman Wandile Bozwana in 2015, and the ongoing tug-of-war between political image, public perception, and the right to speak freely in South Africa. Mbalula's legal team has been in the Pretoria High Court, telling the judge that on the day Bozwana was gunned down in what's believed to have been a targeted hit, their client was nowhere near the scene of the crime. According to advocate Sandile Koza, Mbalula was at a gym working out. Now, that's a detail that has sparked its own wave of jokes and skepticism online, because in South African politics, a gym alibi isn't something you hear every day. Koza told the court that Mbalula's whereabouts at the time were verifiable and innocent, suggesting that anyone with eyes on the security footage or gym sign-in sheets could confirm his story. But the reason this is all happening now isn't because of a new police investigation into Bozwana's murder, it's because of statements made by political commentator Kim Mda. She has been posting online, repeatedly linking Mbalula to the case. His lawyers say her claims are false, damaging, and cause irreparable reputational harm. They argue that this is not just about his personal dignity, but about public trust in democratic institutions. Basically, if people believe the Secretary-General of the ANC might be involved in a political killing, it undermines confidence in the system itself. Mbalula wants the court to issue an urgent interdict stopping Mda from making these allegations again. In simple terms, he's saying, this ends now. No more linking my name to this case unless you have solid proof. But Mda is not backing down. Outside court, she maintained that what she said was in the public interest, and that she believed her information was credible. That's where this becomes more than just a personal dispute, it turns into a bigger question about the boundaries of free speech, the public's right to ask uncomfortable questions, and how far defamation laws can go in protecting politicians from scrutiny. For those who don't remember, Wandile Bozwana was a well-known Northwest businessman who was shot multiple times while driving along the N1 near Pretoria in October 2015. He later died from his injuries. Several suspects have since been convicted, but the motives have never been entirely clear. Whispers of political involvement have persisted for years, even though no high-profile political figure has been officially charged. This is exactly the kind of environment where rumors take root, and for someone like Mbalula, those whispers can become career-threatening. Judge Thabo Moorane has reserved judgment on whether to grant the interdict, meaning we'll have to wait a little longer to find out if Mda will legally be forced to keep quiet about this matter. Whatever the outcome, the ruling will carry implications beyond this single dispute. If the court sides with Mbalula, it could strengthen the legal armor for public officials who want to shut down what they see as harmful speculation. If it sides with Mda, it could reaffirm the leeway commentators have in questioning those in power, especially when those questions touch on unresolved or controversial events. And here's where the humor creeps in, because South Africans are naturally suspicious of political drama. Some people hear gym alibi and immediately imagine Mbalula posting selfies in the mirror with captions like, busy working on my political gains. Others think it's more of a perfectly timed defense. But on a serious note, the legal point is this: if the court accepts that his whereabouts are provable, then any continued link between him and Bozwana's murder could indeed be defamatory. This also opens up a bigger conversation about how political reputations are managed in the age of social media. In the old days, if someone accused a politician of being involved in something shady, it might have been mentioned in a newspaper column and forgotten after a week. Now, the accusation can go viral, turn into memes, and linger in Google searches for years, which makes clearing one's name much harder. It also raises the question of political accountability. Is it fair for public figures to expect immunity from suspicion when there are still unanswered questions in a high-profile case? Or should they be willing to face intense public scrutiny as part of their role? And where is the line between fair comment and reckless accusation? The ANC itself will be watching this closely. Mbalula, as Secretary-General, is one of the most visible faces of the party. If his image takes a hit, it reflects on the party as a whole, especially ahead of future elections. For the opposition, this kind of controversy is political gold, whether the allegations are true or not. And for the public, it's another reminder that in South Africa, politics is never far from the courtroom. For those wondering why Bozwana's name still causes a stir nearly a decade later, it's because his murder was a stark reminder of how business, politics, and violence can intersect. He was a big player in the Northwest, with significant political connections, and his death left a cloud over certain sectors of provincial politics. The fact that some aspects of the case remain murky only fuels speculation. In the days ahead, we'll see whether the court leans towards protecting Mbalula's reputation or protecting MDA's right to speak her mind. Either way, the decision will set a precedent that could shape how similar cases play out in the future. And while Mbalula may be confident that he can prove his innocence in this particular matter, the political reality is that sometimes the court of public opinion is harder to win over than the actual court of law. So, whether you believe this is a necessary legal defense against harmful falsehoods, or a heavy-handed attempt to silence a critic, one thing is certain: it's another chapter in the long, messy, and often dramatic story of South African politics. What do you think? Should public figures have more legal tools to protect their reputations, or should the risk of public suspicion just come with the territory of being in high office? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of South Africa's most intriguing legal political battles, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more detailed analysis, and share this video so more people can join the discussion. See you next time.